Oh, hi guys, something a little bit different from me today, a book review. As you can see, it's called The Complete Guide to Military Dioramas and Models by Bjorn Jacobsen, who is a Norwegian modeler of some skill. I don't know if any of you have seen his work on some of the Facebook groups. That's where I picked him up from. This book is mainly, you can order it through his website, but I did it through Amazon print it, so it says at the back. It's not cheap, it is £80 this book. I also got the AK Interactive's guide to dioramas, which was about £50. And then when I was a lot younger, I saved up to buy a book when I was heavily into model railways about the Great Western Steam Railway locomotives, and at the time it was £18. I remember buying it and thinking, my goodness me, that's an expensive book. But paper's expensive, and I guess he's got to make some money for all his hard work. It is over 500 pages. Crash goes some of my modelling kit there. There's about 587 pages, plus a couple of little blank ones at the back. And at the back it says, printed in Great Britain. On the back of the book says there's over 2,500 pictures, more than 60 of his dioramas, some how to do it pages, and just a bit about him himself. I'm not obviously going to show a lot of the book due to copyright, but I thought I'd give it a quick going over. You've got the contents page. He shows you how he makes explosions using LEDs, etc., and then various subjects that he's done. I will show you one that I know about, well, I don't know about, but I was quite amazed to see the model. Page 308, so we've got 308. There we go. It's about a Dakota that took off from Northolt Airport, which is near London. It had already been de-iced, but then they sat around, took off, the plane was iced up, and it crashed, as you can see, and landed on top of a house. And amazingly, nobody was seriously injured, and the passengers and crew actually came down through the loft of the house. And apparently, I read somewhere else, there was a boy asleep in the house, and I think their parents were with the neighbours or something. The plane hit the house and the boy didn't even wake up. But there's a few images of the real thing there. It's quite well documented. I think you can find this on the internet. It goes about how he built the actual aircraft. Due to his English not being his first language, there's a few things I don't really understand. But like here, he says on here, note that it should be railway, not Dan in the company name, because it's got Dan Air on there, and it was Rail Air Services or something. That, but in one of the pictures you can actually see it. Maybe he only had one lot of set of decals for it. Anyway, so it goes on. Then he's actually got a picture of the house off of Google Maps, and he takes a door as 2 meters, so you can roughly work out the size. Then he builds the house, placed a Dakota on the roof, made the base. He used thin metal sheet to help show like the skin of the wing, and added some more detail there. There it is on top. He couldn't get an exact match for the vehicles in the pictures, but then he's building the wrecked roof, and also obviously the wing caught the corner of the other house before it broke off. And then obviously he's built the roadway and the walls. He's even added some snow effects as if it's actually snowing at the scene of the crash. It truly is a good book. Yeah, really good. Absolutely amazing modelling, to be honest. So let's see what he's done. I think he's sort of hand painted it or something there, but you can see it says RA and it looks a bit different to Air Service. But yeah, there's quite an interesting accident. And then it goes on to some other ones. As I say, I'm not going to show you too much because of copyright rules, but I would like to do a review on the book, so I'll keep it on this page. Print quality, okay, not the best. I mean, they're clear enough, but it's also the type of paper, it's not on shiny paper. Amazon have printed it, but it's good enough, don't get me wrong. It's an absolutely fantastic book. lots of interesting reading about some of the incidents in there. They're not all real incidents, but I'll just show you a couple more pages. This great big Bolman Voss Treble 2. He goes on about how he gets these pictures of them in flight. He obviously sets up a picture and the background I presume he's printed out, photographs it. He uses acrylic rods to support the aircraft, which he then removes, as he says, in a photo editing program, so something like Photoshop, something like that. But yeah, very good book. I always find these things that, you know, should I review them, give away too much? I'm turning over pages at a time here, not one at a time. This one's supposed to be Hannah Reichland and somebody else flying in trying to get Hitler out in the last few days of the war, right near the ruined Brandenburg Gate. Yeah, lots of good interesting things in here. Very interesting book, as I say. Okay guys, that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up there so I don't show you too much of his wonderful book. He also does some other books. He does 2 volumes which are more or less, this is like the combined one. I think this has got more, and then he's got one about modelling fire and explosions, and then something else. But if you have a look on his, if you sort of search his name and the put dioramas on it, it brings up his website. He used to have a lot of his models on there, but he's removed them unfortunately, but obviously wants you to buy the book. Anyway, as I say, looking on the contents page, LED explosions and fires, burning aircraft crashes, dioramas with aircraft, rockets and missiles, ships, submarines and water, tanks and fighting vehicles, sci-fi, that's a fun one, that. Some standalone models, and then there's a little bit about weathering and photographing, weathering, false perspective, and building your first diorama. I mean, it's only like a page of each, and because he doesn't know exactly what you're going to build, as he states in the book. But yeah, really good. I've seen several of his builds up on the web, and very good. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that little review of this book. Highly recommended when you've got some spare money. Yeah, anyway guys, happy modelling. Cheers.